All right, so I'm hiking into the woods, and I want to take the opportunity to go over the rules of three from a kind of a realistic or ordinary guy's perspective. So this is my kind of my approach, or my personal, you'd call it opinion, I guess, or my personal thoughts on what is kind of universally accepted as a survival fact. Now, the rule of three is um, kind of a good way to approach your immediate, your short-term, and long-term survival needs. Not only in, like, say, you're packing a kit and you're trying to think of things that you need to cover certain bases, but also if you're in an actual survival situation, it can it's something that you can stop and think about, and cover your situation. So Black and Shaman Forge Bushcraft did a really good coverage on this. And he actually added one, and the one he added was 3 seconds without thinking. Okay, so your immediate, panic mode can get you in a lot of trouble. You think you see something, or you see something and you run off a cliff or run into a tree. Okay, so three, and now you've got a broken arm, or you're, falling down off a cliff. So that's the immediate one. Okay, that can result in, like, say, mechanical injury, and then leave you really, really, stuck, literally stuck, if you're, like, say, broken ankle or something. The next one is 3 minutes without air. Now, that a lot of people think drowning, but you can also think of hyperventilating. Okay, so you've panicked, you've ran, and now you can't breathe. So that's something to consider. Maybe you have asthma. So if you can't breathe, pack an inhaler. That kind of thing. 3 hours without shelter. Now that's for like, say, harsh weather. I'm appropriately dressed for the day. It's about 50 degrees, and personally, a hoodie, a long sleeve shirt, military pants, and a good pair of boots. I'm covered in a hat, and I've got a hood if I need to. Now, say a bad weather blows in. Weather around here can change really bad, or really fast, and the temperature can swing. I mean, majorly, like 40 degrees, one way or the other. So I have stuff in my backpack for that. And then the next rule of three is 3 days without water. Now, that's a general rule of thumb. If you get in a bad situation, like too hot or too cold, you can dehydrate faster than that. So that's where, in the 5 C's, a container, something, carry water with you, and then a container to collect, sterilize, and, have more water if the situation warrants it. And then the longest term is 3 days without food. So, or 3 weeks without food, sorry. So, when you're thinking about a survival thing, and you're thinking about packing a bag, or you find yourself lost in the woods, 3 weeks without food is not, that's not an immediate need. You need to think about, what's the weather look like? Am I too hot, too cold? Do I need to sit and rest, get in the shade, or make a fire, warm up, stuff like that. Now, if you're like me, I do carry a little bit of food because I am hypoglycemic, so I can suffer from low blood sugar. So a little something to help with that, to keep me thinking straight. So in that case, the long term idea affects the short term. So it's just, like that. You need to think about all of those. Going into it. So, it's just one of those things that really helps you kind of think of scenarios, needs, and again, like I said in my other video, it's a personal thing. So, your personal approach on this, the rule of three is a really good, checklist to go through and to really think about, what your personal needs for a kit might be. So anyways, I wanted to just kind of get this one out there before I really got into gear and skills, because it's personally, that's one of the things that I go through. So when I'm thinking about something. So anyways, I'm gonna head down the trail here and get up to my camp, and then probably do another couple of videos.